Hello, anybody out there? Testing 1, 2. Okay, click start broadcast in YouTube stream window. Hey. Hello, anybody there? Testing. Hello? Hey, anybody there? Let's hope this works. So let's see. Don't see your... Testing. Deleting. Live stream. All right, let's try this again. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Anybody there? Let's see. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, hey. Good grief. Hey guys. Okay, that's good. There was a little bit, I had to get the right stream, I guess. Oh yeah, people are blowing me up here. Okay. Good. I wish I could see you guys, but we're not quite there yet. I'll just wait a minute or two for other people to get here. Oh, John's here. John, you out there? Yes, Ryan. Yes, I know. I didn't know that. I'm not monitoring my voice at all or anything because that would throw me off. But I did notice there is a delay. We'll wait a few minutes here for people to get here. You can hear me okay, Ryan? The audio's decent? I'm just going to give... Okay, cool. I'm going to let people know on Patreon that they should join us. Yeah, good. Hey, David. Oh, good. It's this guy. It's good, Mike. Hopefully people will find their way to the chat. I don't know how it's integrating with Patreon. It's a little weird. So if you, good. David, you had a good question about the Kyle Creed recording that I don't know if I can answer. You had asked, this is actually a really good place to start. David, can I start with you? I'm not even going to wait for you to respond. So David only, he said, how do you emphasize the dynamics and phrasing that are needed for this style? And that's a really good question. I went back and I listened. I feel like Kyle Creed's main thing with, can't see chat on Patreon, just on YouTube. Yes, Ad. If we can point people in this direction, that would be good in terms of chat. So, David, what I'm hearing in the Kyle Creed recording on Liberty is he's not really playing with much dynamics. He's just sort of bouncing along. It's very swingy, and I think that's what he's going for. So I'm not hearing like loud passages and soft passages. I'm just hearing him swinging with the guitar while the guitar is providing sort of a really steady backdrop for that kind of thing. So I don't know. What do you think? Is that what you're hearing too? Hey, Doug, welcome. How many people are watching? Do we know yet? People probably going to trickle in. John Reddick, if you're not in the chat, get to the YouTube chat, and then you can type stuff. For me, it sounded flat. Totally agree, David. Guys, if you're watching this and when you, I don't, thank you, Ad, thank you. I don't believe you, David. David is, thank you, Ad. Yeah, it's tricky. He's playing pretty fast. Like I went back and listened to the Liberty recording and I was surprised. It's funny. I keep thinking of it as this sort of quiet version, but he's playing at a pretty good clip. And I played along with him this morning and thought, boy, this is faster than I even remember it. And I've spent all week with the tab. So it's up tempo. And I don't know if there's a ton of room for creating dynamics. Now, Wayne, hey, John, Wayne just posted on the Patreon site this awesome link. Mark, I know, Mark. It's not easy. There are like layers that you have to go through to get here. So I do apologize. This will be streamlined next time. My biggest concern is that people are able to hear me and see me clearly. I hope that's the case. If you're having trouble with that, just let me know in the tab. And just so you know, if you have to go or anything, this will be I will upload this later on YouTube and make this available as an archive for all of the $5 and over patrons. So if you have to run, go for it. So I don't know. I think of the Kyle Creed Liberty version. It's still up tempo. And Wayne posted this amazing video. Guys, help me with the name of this band that he posted. It was awesome. And they started off really slow, and then they went into this up-tempo version with singing and harmonies, I hadn't seen that video before. They were really, really great. So if you want to see that video, go back. Wayne mentioned it. I don't want to dig around for it. I've got like a million windows open right now. Somebody post the link in the chat. Great, Jerry. Thanks for coming, Jerry. Hey, David. Wow, great. We got a good crew. So as you guys, this is, yes, Ephemeral String Band. Thank you, Ryan. Post a link if you can grab that. Lindsay, you peppered me with questions, man. If you guys have questions, oh, good, Doug. That's great. If you guys have questions, just type them now. It is a sweet video, Mark. It blew my mind, man. I was really inspired. It made me want to go back to the drawing board, honestly, which it's often, that's great when you see that and you want to sort of retool your entire thing. So before we So this is super informal, especially the first one. I do have some plans for the future ones that I'm going to share with you guys. This is almost for our #1 Banjo Quest BBQ. It's more of sort of getting used to the format to see what is possible with this whole format. I didn't really know until I started. And I do have some plans to share with you later, and I'm going to also share general Banjo Quest plans. Steve McFerrin, I'm getting blowed up here. Audio good. Looks like can't post links. Well, that's stupid. That's lame. I blame the internet. One thing I did want to ask you guys is, okay, check this hat out. I don't want to flip it over because it's the names of all of my $10 patrons right now. And I was actually going to do a drawing for the next choosing right now on air live. If you want me to, if you want me to wait to do that, I can. If you vote yes in the chat, and we will do a live drawing of the next person to submit a video. Ryan, I am working on your feedback, and I will post it soon. Guys, the other thing I wanted to mention is I saw that. Oh God, you guys. I am going on vacation. And I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I'm going to Scotland on Monday with my family, and it is a banjo-free vacation. But I will be posting videos. I'm sort of trying to get videos done and have them uploaded while I'm away. David. Add link, Patreon comments for this video. Yes, thank you, Ad. Okay, we're going to do the drawing. So I'm leaving for Scotland on Monday, and I'm gone for 2 weeks. So I'm going to be a little bit hard to get a hold of, but I am going to be posting fairly regularly to the Patreon thing, and I'm going to try to trigger videos to be posted while I'm gone. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. I'm gone from the 2nd to the 16th. I know. And I do have some students in Edinburgh, so hopefully I will see them. I'll probably play. I think there's a patron in Edinburgh, so I'll have to see. Is this you are probably going to stay home and play the had to create a channel. Not sure why it added doctor to it. Are you a doctor, Sean? Maybe that's why. Okay, I'm going to call in a special guest to do a drawing. Violet, you're on! Violet! Look at this hat. This is a real store. I don't want to flip it over because all the names will come out. Guns and Banjos in Section, Alabama. It's a real store. One-stop shopping, I guess. Let me get my daughter. She's coming up as a special guest. Hey, Violet! You're on. Come on in. Yeah. Woo! She's in costume.
Yes.
All right, here she is. Somebody do a drum roll. No, don't do a drum roll. Do a banjo roll. Galax lick over and over again. All right, here it is. This is totally random, I'm telling you. All right, pick a name. One name. Oh God, who is it?
Fisherson Bottomsworth.
Say that into the microwave, the mic. Oh my God. Fisherson Bottomsworth. Guys, I can't. John Reddick. John Reddick is the next person. John, I know John. He lives close to me. He lives in Lexington. In fact, I just saw him a couple days ago. What are the odds? John, it's you. Weird. Because Ryan Harlan is a student of mine. When I drew him, thank you, Violet. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Wave. All right.
My hand is disabled.
All right, give me a kiss.
Mwah.
All right, thank you for that. Guys, this really is random, I swear. Look, it's random. It's random. I'm not just random. It's just weird that How do you keep truck sounds from invading through the window? That's a really great question, Mark. Mark Narenberg, guys, what is my alternate name? It's Fisherson Bottomsworth, John. That's Fisherson Bottomsworth. Fisherson Bottomsworth. That's your new stage name, John. John, so congratulations to John Reddick. Mark, that's a really great question. I live in a residential neighborhood in a city, not a huge city. And my studio's on the second floor overlooking my backyard and garden, and it's just happens to be really quiet. I do put storm windows down in here to try to keep the noise out. I live on a one-way street in a historic district, so that kind of helps. But when a big truck goes by or somebody cranking like a subwoofer, there's no way around it. John, it's funny. So that's a great question. Guys, if you don't know Mark Narenberg, he's in... Mark, are you in Montreal? Mark, I gotta embarrass you. I'm gonna embarrass Mark Narenberg. This is what happens. This is what happens, Mark, when you come to the live sessions. All right. Okay, you guys know this book, right? By the great Ken Perlman. Okay, ready for Mark Narenberg, guys? Boom. No, that's Kate. That's Mark Narenberg. Guys. And when I was learning how to play banjo, I was really teaching myself. This book was one of the very few books out there that I really fell in love with. And I would just look at these photos of these they were like my heroes, my pantheon. I would just stare at these photos. I wanted to be these guys, you know? They're just so awesome. I don't know. So Mark, you're in my pantheon, and I would look at this picture of Mark, and he's got this. Guys, look at this fretless banjo, and that picture of Mark Narenberg made me want to play fretless banjo. I don't know what you're playing there, Mark, but it's so totally cool. Do you still have that banjo, Mark? Oh, the delay. So for those of you who are just coming in, there is a delay between the chat and the video. So I'm trying to keep my stream of consciousness rolling here and also watch the chat. So Mark has a YouTube channel, guys. You guys should all check him out. He's got Mark, I'm going to just say, you've got an unusual style that is... it's really amazing. Sometime I'd love to sit down and talk to you about your style. If you don't know Mark, you should check out his YouTube channel. Mark, you should play that banjo on your YouTube channel because I am desperate to hear it. Lindsay, yes, and I've got all your questions here. Lindsay, this recording studio is for me and John and my students. So I don't have artists come in and record here, though I've thought about inviting some people. So I'm thinking in the next couple years, I would like to get some people up here to record and do sort of a Misery Island sound version of what they do. And I just focused on acoustic traditional American music. So hopefully that answers your question. And I'll give you guys a little studio tour at some point for a video. I've got a time lapse of the renovations that I did for this room that eventually I will post. I will pick you up. I'm gonna pick you guys up. And sort of show you around. Ta-da. That's my air conditioner. My notes. Look at all my notes. This is my desk. All my audio gear for recording and all that stuff. I don't know if that's at all cool. All right, put you back there. Oh, okay, Mark, that's cool. Link that on our Patreon site under this video later, not now, or now, whatever. I would love to see that video. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Totally cool. Totally cool. All right. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have a contest real quick. Is there anybody out there in the chat who does not have a hard copy of this? First one to tell me gets this in the mail. Oh, Adam, you do not have a hard copy? All right, Adam. Oh. Adam was first. Adam's first. Next time I'll give another one away. Oh. Okay, Adam, this is for you. I'm gonna sign it right now so you can see that. And I'll send it in the mail. What you're gonna need to do is message me your address. I hope. Yeah. That's what these things are for. Signing it. Thanks, Adam. Boom. All right, I'm gonna send that before I go to Scotland. That's for you. Cool. I'll do little giveaways. You know what? I'll throw in, where are they? Yeah. Guys, I get asked what strings I use a lot. Bill Keith, medium lights. Steel wound or bronze, I don't care. Adam, these are for you. Oh. No, I'll do that. Hold on. I'm gonna sign this too. Whoa. All right, that's for you, Adam. Okay, John. Forgot that I don't have a card. I would have lost it. I won't only reward fast typers. Okay, we'll do something a little more random next time. But for those, I get this question a lot. What strings I use? The Bill Keiths, I really like them. They do have the fuzzy chenilles on them. See the fuzz? There are rumors. There are rumors that these fuzzy chenille things are that they cut down on the wolf tones that you can get with this part of the string that's coming down off that bridge. I don't think they work. I just think they're really cool. But the real reason to get this set is that the fifth and the first strings are a little bit heavier. I find them to be, the tone of the fifth string sounds better. A wolf tone, Adam, is just a stray errant tone. I think on violins and stuff, they're more of a technical thing. On banjo, I just get a little tinkly sound on these no-knot tailpieces that are really irritating, especially when you're trying to record a banjo. And I usually, for the Sinful to Flirt album, we recorded right off the lower section of the pot, and I ended up hearing a lot of sort of... It's kind of ugly and gross. Anyway, this is supposed to cut down on that. I don't think it does, but they do look cool. So look for those. Yeah, exactly, Mark, exactly. But in terms of strings, and this is a secret, so don't tell anybody. But I am working with a company in California right now on some strings specially made for clawhammer players. And there will be some announcements for that. I'm really excited about that. But don't say anything. Don't say anything. Keep it psh. And one other question before I play. David only asked me, what mic is this? This is a AKG C414. It's sort of a studio classic. I like it okay. We didn't use it on the album. We used a fancier tube mic for vocals, but this is sort of my studio workhorse mic, and I use it for all my Skype lessons and just general like workhorsey stuff like this and that sort of thing. I use for Banjo Quest and Banjo Blitz. I use these. These are awesome, guys, for the price. If you're looking for a really good setup to record yourself, this is a Josephson C42. They're made in the States. Josephson is, they make a really high-end, they make some really, really high-end large condensers that are revered. And they are a little on the bright side, which actually for clawhammer can be nice. So they give you sort of a sense of clarity and you don't have to EQ much. They are a little thin sounding. So I'm actually, for the next album, I'm looking for a replacement for these. Actually, I need to talk to Ryan Harlan about that at some point. But anyway, Josephson C42s, they're like $400. You can get them for like $350 if you look online for used ones. If you guys are looking for little condensers for recording banjo at home. And Mark Nierenberg's setup is really nice too. Check his channel out. He uses some Audio Technica large diaphragm condensers, which sound very flat to me. Yes, in terms of overtones, I will play, John. Just as these questions are coming, I'm just trying to capture them. This is the ohm bridge. And it's more of a clamshell, kind of a clamshell design. I find I get a little bit less overtones when I'm recording with this instrument. And I think a lot has to do with the fact that it's not a no-knot tailpiece. Those no-knots create a lot of noise here. One thing that I do sometimes is I just weave a little leather strap sort of in between the strings. And that kind of mutes that section of the banjo. So if you are noticing that, that may be something to look into. I do run the pots wide open on all my banjos. Wide open, no dirty socks, no underwear at all. I mean, I'm wearing underwear, but there's no underwear in the banjo. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Moon bridge. I love the moon bridges. My bridges are all right now guidance. I go with medium pretty much, Adam, but it really depends on the instrument. And the bridge is really, this is a Gary Susby bridge. Yes, Sean, they are easy to change out. You just have to know how to put them back on to get your intonation right. I'm actually going to do a video on getting your intonation right at the bridge for Banjo Quest eventually. So that is on my list. Actually, I'm going to write that down. If you guys, as we're chatting here, if you have ideas for future Banjo Quest topics that you want to see, put them down and I will see if I can get to them. Intonation video. I get that question a lot. Moon bridges are great. These are all Gary Susby bridges. And I will tell you one thing. I was really skeptical on how much a bridge affects tone early on in my playing. I was very, very skeptical because I felt like people were trying to just get me to buy crap. And I will tell you, it is usually the first thing I change on a banjo because I notice a huge difference in tone. This Enoch that I weighted, this is my custom Kevin Enoch Model 400. I waited 7 years for this banjo, very patiently. And it came with an Kevin Enoch made bridge, and the first thing I did was swap it out for a Gary Susby Old Mill or something bridge. I forget the name of it. And I just think the Susby bridges, I think they're like $14, 14 to 20 bucks. Are you kidding? For that kind of an upgrade? It's pretty amazing. All right, let's see. I want to just scroll back and then I'll play here. Light, medium bridges. Yeah, medium. Changed ohm bridges. A little dead. Oh, Lindsay, yeah. You may try different strings. You may try different strings or tightening the head. I wonder, yeah, you may, sounds a little dead though. Huh. Maybe, maybe your ears. I'm not saying that your ears are dead, but, G, you mean your wound string? I don't know. The wound string can be a problem. I'm curious to hear what that sounds like, though. I think we'll talk about that later, Lindsay, in your lesson. I might be able to help you with that. Intonation, yes. When I was 14, tried learning the banjo, Ryan says, and the bridge collapsed one day. Yes, my gourd banjo, occasionally the bridge just slaps down and it makes the loudest, scariest sounds. Yes, this banjo's really really special. Why don't I play a little bit for you guys? And I'm gonna play "Let Me Fall." I'm gonna play it on a fretless instrument because I want you to hear what that sounds like. So I'm just gonna play it on my ENIC. I'm tuned up to A. I'm just gonna play it and maybe sing a couple verses. We are going, the next couple of chapters of Banjo Quest, we are going to be singing because I think it's a useful way to orient yourself towards a tune. I also think it can build great listening skills and ear skills. Not to say that you have to sing all the time, but it's a helpful tool to have in your back pocket. And I think singing, voice and banjo, I bet Mark is going to confirm this. Voice and banjo mixed together is like the most beautiful sound on the planet. So yes, 12-inch pot on this, David, 12-inch. How to do, yeah, how to adapt for the fretless strength. Well, check this out. So, if I get drunk, let me fall, baby, let me fall. That's a little fretless flavor. Yeah, it's really cool because you notice there's a lot of 1 fret on the 2nd string. And on the fretless, you can really... get that slide to sing. And so it's gotten quiet for you? Let me know, guys, if that persists. I moved away from the mic because I didn't want to bury it. Yeah. Let me scroll back. Let me scroll back here. Let's see what's going on. 12-inch pot, BBQ. How do you adapt? Yeah, so Ryan, one of the first things I would do is look for places to slide, because that is what the fretless banjo does best. It has that singy slide quality. One thing with sliding on a fretless, though, is you're never going the full distance. You're doing little slides, so you're really getting microtones as you play. Having trouble finding the right for an old banjo. They all sounded crappy. Mark says until he found a real simple bridge. 20. That's funny. Oh, that's amazing, Mark. Yes, good. Singing, you can. Yeah, the slides make it. Sean has a question. What are the differences between playing on the pot versus the scoop? This is a great question. I don't, a lot of these questions, us old hats, it's good to think about these questions because we want to always ask ourselves why the heck we're doing what we're doing. When you play close to the bridge, it's a twangier, brighter sound. When you play over the scoop, it's a rounder. I hear with some players, they almost create sort of a bubbly tone when they play over the scoop. And I think I mentioned that in the video about Kyle Creed's playing on Liberty. He has sort of a bubbly tone. The bubbly meaning round and sort of these blooming, these notes that sort of bloom and are warm. I don't know. I think in terms of images a lot, so some of my analogies may fall flat for most people. So when you play over the neck, you're getting a warmer tone. I don't know. Some of you guys who play over the neck, why don't you help me answer this question? Those 1 to 2 slides on the second string really work on a fretless. They don't on a fretted. Yes. Bingo. Yes. I agree with you. Matt Gibson asks, coming to round peak clawhammer straight from bluegrass, sounds to me like there are more embellishments between the melody notes in your style of clawhammer. Matt, that's a really good question. I tend to privilege variations. I think being able to create variations on the fly is one of my main watchwords as a musician. That's one of the things I think about the most. The first thing I work on when I'm arranging a tune or getting ready for a tune to play is what can I do to sort of subtly transform the melody. Unlike bluegrass, though, we're not taking breaks, we're not soloing. So we have to play this weird game. It's a tightrope walk where we are playing the melody the whole time, but we're sort of dancing around it and trying to make it our own. And of course, context is critical. Who are you playing with makes a big difference. Are you playing with a fiddler? Are you going to a jam? Are you just playing for yourself? There are lots of things. There are lots of things to take into account when you're trying to make these decisions. But one of the things I think about the most is how do I make my variations and how can I put my stamp on the tune? Those are my two biggest things I ask myself when the groove is taken care of, because that's probably, that almost fell on the floor. That is probably one of the biggest things to think about too. Tone is very different over the neck than over the head. Yes, totally, Mark, totally. That you can really transform the tone of the instrument if you move close to the bridge versus away from the bridge. So experiment with that kind of stuff. Keep the questions coming, folks. I am going to let you know what's up and coming for Banjo Quest. I thought you guys might like to hear some of that thing. So I'm going to keep doing the Study the Masters, and some of the people that we are going to study are Tommy Jarrell, of course, Fred Cockerham, Dick Freeman, Frank Prophet, and some others. If you guys have a older player that you want me to hit, let me know. Not like punch, but like cover. Let me know if you have figures in the old time history that you guys want me to cover, and I will gladly do that. I also want to do a series on Wade Ward. That's a good one, Mark. Wade Ward. I'm writing them down. We'll probably get to Dyke's Magic City Trio, one of my favorite bands. I'd like to walk us all the way back to the 20s and 30s. String Bean. You guys are good. Yes. Uncle Dave Macon, I'd love to do. Even though, some of these guys aren't clawhammer people, but we can still, I love to take some of these old guys. Like Uncle Dave is interesting. He played sort of a bunch of different styles. I like to try to get at what he was trying to get at with clawhammer. And that's an interesting exercise, to take some of these other players who are outside of the clawhammer world and try to clawhammerize them a little bit. It's a good way to learn the instrument. Yeah. Wow, Mark. What a wild style to learn from. Yes. Oh man. Tom has a question about picks. Okay. I'm going to flip you guys off, but it's with love. Yes. Great one. Great one. Yes. Yes. I hope there's a way to save this, this live stream. Sidna Myers. Okay. So yes. Okay. Quick nail question. I'm sorry. That's my middle finger. My nail's quite long, but check this out. These just came in the mail. Where are they? Yes. Okay, guys. This was David Olney, who's in the chat, is a student of mine, and he mentioned this guy. They're called Kling Pro Picks out of Canada. And I don't use a pick, but I break my nail every once in a while and it causes great consternation. I play a lot. I'm teaching every day for many hours. I'm doing the Banjo Blitz stuff. So my nail wears pretty fast and it gets kind of fragile, even though I have good, my nails are luckily strong. I've always had really strong nails for clawhammer, but they do get thin. This guy made this Canadian. These Canadians, man, they're out of control. Look at this pick. Yeah, it's, and it goes right on. And it works really well. I'm going to do, he sent, yeah. Oh, you Canadians. You're doing us better than we do us. It's good, I'm glad. So it sounds, pretty great. It's super comfortable. It doesn't turn your finger red when you wear it. You could wear it all day. He sent me these to review for my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do that. When I get back from Scotland, I'm going to put together a real review, like a nice review, not a real, a nice review of these. And I think very highly of them. I'm also going to try to get patrons a discount on these, but I'm not promising. I'd love to see if I can get this guy to offer a discount to my patrons. So that kind of stuff, because I'm constantly thinking of ways to sort of support you guys who are supporting me. And if we can, at this point, we're over 100 people on our Patreon page. The more people we get, the more kind of pull we can get with companies, and it may be able to offer you guys some discounts through companies. So that is sort of my grand plans, like elderly.com. I'd love to get you guys a discount. That I don't know if people are going to be interested in that, but I'm going to try to make that kind of stuff happen. Yes, John, that's a real look at John Reddick's comment. That's really interesting. Okay, more about what's coming for Banjo Quest. So we're doing the Study the Masters series. I'm also going to do a Modern Masters series. And then I've got a series planned for Old Time Jam Survival Kit, how to show up at a jam and be able to play things that you don't know how to play and have never heard before. So that's going to be a little module within Banjo Quest. I'm also going to get John Anderson in here, and we're going to do how to play banjo with a fiddler. And we're going to talk about, yes, Jerry, Adam Hurt, for sure. And for the Modern Masters series, I would like to get one of my goals would be to live stream an interview for you guys like this with a Modern Master. Kathy Fink is also on my list for Modern Masters. I don't know how practically that would go, but I'm researching that now. So that's coming. That's hopefully coming. So Old Time Jam Survival Kit. We can talk about Nashville number system, how to be able to look at a guitar player and know what chords are being played so you can kind of fake the jam a little bit. So it's 3:45. Guys, I can go a little bit late. Yeah, Kathy's awesome. She's absurd. Kathy Fink is just absurd. She's amazing. Dizzying, amazing. But to unpack these guys' styles and sort of incorporate ideas from them is good. Yes, Jerry, ear learning. That will be in the Old Time Jam Survival Kit. So more about that it's not survival kit, but survival guide. Old Time Jam Survival Guide. So we learn Nashville number system, guitar chords, how to look at a guitar player, know what chord that people are playing. Super helpful. Yes, Adam, that's helped me early on when I was going to jams, knowing basic guitar chords and being able to look at a guitar player who's competent, and that can help show you where you are in the tune. So it's a super useful thing. And then, knowing a few guitar chords, I was just having this conversation with John Reddick, who's in the chat, who, if you don't know John, he's a fine fiddler and banjo player and guitarist who has probably forgotten more about old time than I've ever known. He's like an encyclopedia of old time music, so he's a good guy to know. He also has some really nice banjos. But anyway, John and I were talking just the other day about showing up at a jam session, having it be all banjo and fiddle players while bringing a guitar and knowing basic guitar chords and how to back up old time. That's a super nice idea for a banjo player to have in their toolkit, and knowing just some basic chords. Guys, old time guitar is not difficult. It's totally learnable. The basics in a couple afternoons. You won't, in a couple afternoons, you may not be like Riley Puckett, but you could be competent to show up at a jam and knock around a couple tunes. And it's useful to know those chords going into a jam session. So I'm thinking about an old time survival guide, incorporating some basic guitar stuff in there, and reading the fiddler. Being able to read the fiddler is also useful. And setup stuff and intonation video is another thing that I'm thinking about. Those are sort of the future plans right now. That's my drawing board, the whiteboard for Banjo Quest. So if you got alternate tunings, yes, and this comes up a lot because with Banjo Blitz and Banjo Quest, we have not gotten into double C, sawmill, or any of the other tunings. There's a reason for that, and my reason is, and this is going to be coming up in a future video, I like to dwell. Because I find that if you jump around too much, there's an old saying by Tommy Jarrell about a guy, he knew 1,000 tunes and couldn't play a single one. And Tommy's talking about somebody he knew who knew sort of surface level tunes, but couldn't really like play one. And for me, I've kind of, that saying has really struck home for me in a deep way. And so I like to dwell and spend a lot of time on very discrete topics. And that's one of the reasons we're still on Let Me Fall, and we will be on Let Me Fall for a couple more weeks, probably 2 more weeks. I'm going to do a little bit more with Kyle Creed's Liberty recording for next week. I'm going to take a week off as I'll be in Scotland, and then the following week we'll get into singing with Let Me Fall. But I like to dwell because I want you guys to be able to have the ability to play Let Me Fall for somebody, and I want you to be able to just blow their minds with a single tune. And that deep learning can feed into how you approach the other tunes that you want to get in your repertoire. I also feel like if you want to build your repertoire, you don't need somebody to help you with that. You can just do that. You can just go out. There's a billion tab books. There are a billion songs. But learning how to go deep on a tune, that's something that you can't get from any book that I know that's out there. So that's sort of my tact. And that's one of the reasons why we're still in G and A tuning, is because I want you guys to feel like those tunings are your home. Like you can just stretch out in those tunings and live in them. But we will be going to other tunings, and actually there will be a second season of Banjo Blitz probably in a year, and it will be Banjo Blitz for double C tuning. So that is coming. All right hand exercises and a little bit of left hand stuff, all dedicated towards improving your chops with an open tuning like double C and double D. So that's a year from now or so. I'm going to catch up with chat. Yeah. Knowing a few guitar chords has helped me. Yes, totally. Try stuff in other tunings. Oh my gosh, Mark, that is something I do with my students. I have a Cumberland Gap module that we do where we take Cumberland Gap, we learn Cumberland Gap and the native Cumberland Gap tuning, and then I have the student transpose Cumberland Gap into, double C and then to G and A. And it is an amazing exercise. Talk about learning a tune in a deep way. Boy, do you get a deep understanding of how a tune works, its inner workings, when you transpose it to other keys and other tunings. It's so awesome. Also, for you guys who are trying to learn to sing with Let Me Fall, A is high for some people. Drop it in a G. There's no reason why you can't do that. Don't walk into a jam and call it in G. Don't be a dingus like that. But if you're just playing on your back porch, there is no reason that you couldn't play Let Me Fall in G and sing along with it. It is awesome. Really quick, this is in G. I know we're going over with time. If you guys can go another couple minutes, if you can't, just leave. No, don't leave. You can leave. I won't get offended. But yeah, Let Me Fall just in G. Hard road, kill me dead, kill me dead, kill me dead. Oh me, oh my, let me fall, baby, let me fall. That's in G. There's no reason you couldn't play this in G, guys. Go to a coffee house and do some open mics and play it in G. It sounds really nice. If your voice can't go all the way to A, there's no reason you can't be playing this in G or lower. Any tuning is fine. Put it in double C. What happens if you put Let Me Fall in double C? That's a really good exercise. And you may find that it's easier to sing in some of these keys and tunings, or easier to play and sing at the same time in some of these keys and tunings. That's another thing to, as long as you know what the original tuning and key it's in. So if you do walk into a jam situation, you know that, you have that knowledge, then it's fine to deviate away. The only way this music is going to survive and be vibrant is if people like you guys are experimenting and pushing the boundaries of what this music is and does. So you guys should feel there's no old time police coming to get you. Just experiment and have fun with it. I think as long as you know the rules, breaking them is fair game. Yeah, totally like the lower register, Mark. Wow, nice. Lots of people out there, Ryan. Yeah, totally cool. And hopefully we will grow. Okay, quick, rapid fire questions. Lindsay peppered me with questions. Let's see. Drums and banjo, the only instrument I play. No, I play guitar, banjo uke. I play it on the album. I started with saxophone. But also, couple months ago, I stopped all drumming projects and I'm doing only banjo now. So I'm really excited about that transition. A little nervous, but really excited as well. Favorite kind of coffee? Drip. Whole Foods coffee. I don't know what we get. A lot of learning banjo. Any content you should avoid about banjo learning? Oh man. I'm not going to answer that question. Yes, John and I would love to do another album. We are in sort of the planning phases, but it's a little bit off. So it's a ways off, but we are going to be doing volume 2. Are your girls learning the banjo? No, they one is learning guitar and one is going to start voice lessons. Violet is going to start voice lessons. She has a great voice. Any good movies? Oh God, I'm a sci-fi movie nerd. What have I watched? Oh, we watched A Quiet Place last night. I love scary movies too. We watched A Quiet Place last night. It was good. It was good. It was okay. It was good. Music I like outside of old time. Yes, so much. I've been listening a lot to Ryan Adams. If you have not heard of, go listen to Ryan Adams' Gold. Actually, there's a banjo. There's a banjo on that album. On the third track. What's the third track? Cello. I love cello, Mark. I love cello. Yeah, Ryan Adams Gold. I've been listening to the band Hem, H-E-M, listening to Evening Land, their album Evening Land. It's not old-timey, but it has some old-timey elements. It is such a beautifully recorded album for those recording nerds out there who just love a lush, lovely recording. Hem, Evening Land is like... oh my God, amazing. I also love, I've been listening to an album called Mysterium by Hammock. Careful with that album. It's really amazing. Read the story about Mysterium by Hammock and try to listen without bawling your eyes out. It's really blown my mind. Generally, and last Lindsay question, I generally see you in G or A, yet so much of banjo is played in alternate tunings. Lindsay, actually, I play mostly in alternate tunings too. It's just the way I'm designing Banjo Blitz and Banjo Quest. As I said earlier, I'm dwelling in G and A for a while, but we will get to alternate pull-offs. Derp. We will get into alternate tunings very heavily, but that's my long game, so stick with me. David Olney, stop me if you've heard this one. How do I get faster? And we will close out on this question, guys, for today. How do I get faster by David O. Oh my God. The biggest, hardest question. Playing a lot, playing all the time. Playing slow helps you get fast, and playing relaxed helps you get fast. Those are the ways I got fast, and I also push up against my limits a lot. So I would do the alternate string pull-off for days and days. When I found Kirk Sutphin, when I heard Kirk Sutphin and Greg Hooven on the Mike Seeger Southern Banjo Sounds, Mark or John Reddick probably can help me with the title of that. An amazing video. I think you can find it online. Mike Seeger Southern Banjo Sounds. Greg Hooven, who is no longer with us, was, oh my God, guys, one of my all-time favorite old-time players. He played fiddle and banjo, and his voice, oh my God, his voice. What a gem of a musician. Whew. Anyway, I would watch Greg Hooven and Kirk Sutphin, who is a marvelous player. You can pick up his albums. I saw them play fretless banjo and do those alternate string pull-offs. I would play very slow, small motions when you're going fast, soft hands. You got to get your hands soft and loose, and go slow, small, and just gradually ramp up the speed. It just takes a lot of time, way too many hours, I'm embarrassed to say, to get those speeds. But it all came from inspiration. I find inspiration to be my driving force. That inspiration can come from a tune. I'll get a tune in my bonnet and I will not be able to sleep until I get that tune down, or I find a player I become obsessed with. Kirk Sutphin, Greg Hooven, Walt Koken. I went down the rabbit hole with Walt Koken, chasing after their sounds, trying to imitate them as best I could. That all helps feed into a general fluency, and a lot of those players are fast. So I would just sit and work on that stuff. Soft hands, small motions, relaxation, and playing slow are all ways I would get up to speed. All right, guys, it's 3:59. Practicing with a click 2 forces you not to slow down on the trickier parts. Ryan, yes, yes, yes. Or practicing with your favorite recording, and you put it in a slow downer and play it slow at first and then gradually ramp it up. I jam a lot with John Specker's recordings. I was obsessed with him for a while, the fiddler. And then I ended up playing in John Specker's band in Vermont for a little while, which was, I was way too early in playing to have any business doing that. I was pretty terrible. But having to keep up with other players, going to jams, that's another way to get fast. You got to keep up. You know, you kind of, if you're too concerned about the details, that can also slow you down. Like thinking about the details too much, intellectualizing it. You kind of have to like unleash your hands and let them do what you've trained them to do. Anyway, I have lots more thoughts on speed. That's a good, David, that's a great topic for a Banjo Quest. We'll start a Banjo Quest speed segment. Speed. That's a good one. So I'll think more about that and we can talk more about that. Mark, post the link to your YouTube channel on our Patreon page in the comments section for this video, or post it in the community place. Then everybody can see it. Because I'd like all the patrons to know who you are and have access to your videos. That would be really cool. Okay, that's it. I think this was a success. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you want this to be different, better, can I do this better? Let me know your thoughts. So guys, the last thing I'm going to say is you guys make this all possible. My $5 and $10 patrons, this is for you. And I've just gotten this renewed thirst and drive to make Banjo Quest beautiful and rich. And it's all because of you guys. I am overwhelmed with your support and I cannot thank you enough. I hope you feel appreciated by me. If you don't, let me know. I think about you guys all the time, and you guys have given me a lot of energy to make Banjo Quest the best it can be, and you're making it so that it's rich for people who can't afford to do this kind of thing. So that's another thing too, that you guys are helping that whole process for people who can't afford this kind of thing. So that's amazing. Thank you very, very much. All right, guys, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to stop the stream. This will be available as an archive for all of you guys. And I will be announcing when we're going to do the next one soon. We're going to do it once a month for 45 minutes to an hour. And I would like to remind everybody, John Reddick, you have been chosen to do the video. I will say, if you guys do get chosen to do a video and have me review it, you don't have to post it to the entire Patreon community. If you'd rather be under the radar and just send me or link me a video on an unlisted YouTube channel, I will still review it and give you my full thoughts. It'll be like having sort of a mini virtual lesson with me. On the other hand, if you're feeling brave, and Ryan really set the bar, man, Ryan Harlan, if you're feeling brave, post it to the community, and you can choose who we share it to. You can share it to the entire Patreon community. You can share it to $5 and above, or you can just share it with the inner circle, the keep. It's totally up to you. I don't want you guys to feel pressured to do anything you don't want to do. So, John, low expectations are the key to happiness. You heard it here. It was a crazy good video. Okay, guys, I gotta run. I'm grilling for family tonight. My brother and his newest little daughter is coming over to the house tonight, so I gotta get the burgers and the gin and tonics rolling. This has been really fun. I got weirdly like nervous for this. It was kind of out of the blue, but you guys made me feel really at ease. And yeah, I will see you next time. All right, signing off, guys. See you on the interwebs, and I will be posting, next time you hear from me, I will be posting from Scotland. So expect that soon. All right. Bye, dudes. I'm stopping the stream. Peace.